Who's your favorite fighter of all time?
Roberto Duran.
Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran.
What's up? It's the Box Me Podcast back up in here once again. It's Friday. Hope everybody had a good week. Time for this good weekend. Hope everybody's safe out there. So what I've been hearing is, I don't know if y'all probably done heard it already or not, but Gervonta Tank Davis says he retiring in 8 weeks. Yeah, that's what he said. He said he retired in 8 weeks. Yep, he said he hanging the gloves up. But you all know Gervonta, he been saying he was going to retire for a while now. Yeah, Gervonta been saying he was going to retire for a while now. And actually, he was saying he was going to retire around the time when he was fighting Lamont Roach. You know, before he fought Lamont Roach, he said he was going to retire. Remember, he turned Muslim after he caught all them cases and stuff like that, you know. So, hey, he can do what he want to do. If that's what he want to do, more power to him, you know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of fans don't want to see Tank retire because they still got fights they want to see. You know, a lot of people want to still see that Lamont Roach fight. And that was gonna be what my title was gonna be, was will we ever see that Lamont Roach versus Tank rematch? But as of now, I guess we ain't gonna see that rematch. You know, that rematch been postponed for a long time now. Remember, the fight took place at the Barclays Center on March 1st. You know, for the WBA lightweight title, which went 12 rounds. And on the judges' scorecards, it was a majority draw. That's when Tank had everybody say Tank went and Tank took that knee, and they should have ruled it as a knockdown when he went to the corner to get his to get the grease out his eye, whatever, from the braids he said he had just got put in his hair. I know everybody remember that when they made that. And that's what Tank was saying. He didn't want to be a meme or nothing. Now a lot of people saying Tank scared to fight Shakur Stevenson. And I ain't gonna lie, them the fights I would like to see. Tank and Lamont Roach, Tank and Shakur Stevenson, Tank and Devin Haney. But you know, Devin Haney, he already done moved up in weight already, so I don't think that fight was, I don't think that fight gonna happen no time soon. But you know, the Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson fight still out there on the table. He already done fought Ryan Garcia. But that Shakur Stevenson, that's a big fight. That's a big fight. It'll be bigger, I think, than that Lamont Roach fight. And I think it'll be bigger than that Ryan Garcia fight. And also, I think it'll be bigger than this Jake Paul fight he about to fight, though. But Tank been told everybody, he said he was going to retire. But sometimes you don't know with Tank. Sometimes Tank say he's going to retire, then sometimes, they get the beefing on Twitter or whatever. Then, Tank can come back and say this, and the other fighter will say that. So, who knows? We just got to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Tank said it, though. So we just got to wait and see is he going to retire or not, though. But if he do. He going to retire with that bag, that's for sure. You know?
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry. You know what I mean? Because I have two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
See what I'm saying? So Tank, Tank just had his daughters too. He's saying he want to be there for his kids and his family. You know what I'm saying? And have all his faculties and stuff like that. So that's understandable, But to me, in a way, and probably to the other fans too, it's still kind of early in the game for him to be retiring. But the way these boxers getting paid nowadays, man, making all that money for one simple fight or one exhibition fight, shit, they can go and retire early. It's a whole different era now, so it is what it is. And I wouldn't say that Gervonta Tank Davis is gonna retire, but he's saying he's gonna retire. So, but I know one thing: Lamont Roach, he ain't ducking the rematch. That's what I do know.
He had head grease in his head anyway, but still, I hope you don't got head grease in your head the next fight. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I think he cut his head up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he could still wear grease on it, but maybe he needs.
Either way, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Just know, meet me in the middle of the ring. Then we're going to see Eve out the ring.
You've hinted that Tank hasn't signed the contract yet. Can you speak to that?
No, I can't speak to that.
Okay. So, I mean, you're smiling really hard. Is that a yes? Or are
Nah, I'm not saying he didn't sign the contract.
All right, last. Do you think that Gervonta is scared? Because the first one was kind of a close one, but definitely a close one. Rematch, is he scared?
I wouldn't necessarily say scared of me as a man, but he's scared to get embarrassed. He's scared to get embarrassed.
So Lamont Roach saying he ain't scared, he just scared to get embarrassed. And like Tank said, Tank did say that. He said, I'm not the face of boxing. He said he don't care about belts. He don't care about legacy. All he wants is his money. And he don't want to be no mean. Because, nowadays with social media going on this and that, they have you on Warstar, Instagram, Facebook, and whatever social platform. Nowadays, and I guess he don't want to deal with the embarrassment, and he don't want to go back, I guess to being the old Tank, which ain't a bad thing because as we get older, we all supposed to, elevate in life. So ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just everybody want to see the rematch. So people saying Tank ducking though. Simple fact. That's what people saying. He ducking. But let's see what else Lamont Roach had to say.
If I'm declared the winner or if the bout was declared a draw, he has the right to exercise an immediate rematch. Guess what he did 2 weeks later after the fight? Exercised his right to the rematch. And we went and go handle our business with my team, lawyers, his team, promotional company.
Vince Vargas, man. What up, man? What up, man? Salute, man.
Lawyers, contract, boom, sign, boom. That was for June. This contract was signed both ends in June. So there's an official rematch. Undercard and everything. Like that shit was supposed to happen.
Set in stone.
Set in stone. Nah, really. Like that's what people don't understand. Like people don't know. Like that shit was supposed to happen. Then it got pushed back to August. So then that's when we knew that, like, all right, he might be up to the bullshit. Just like the first fight, when the first fight was supposed to happen in December.
And Lamont Roach do know that Tank was one of his biggest paydays. He's supposed to be fighting Pitbull Cruz, but I don't think he gonna make that amount of money, that he made with Tank fighting Pitbull Cruz. So Lamont Roach really do want that fight.
We fought in March. Whatever. So, all right, cool. But I've been telling everybody, I'm like, things start launching out and shit like that, start like making it personal and shit like that. Like, it ain't have to be that. Like, he came out and disrespected me on social media, whatever the case may be. I don't know who the he think like I am or what. I'm not gonna go like that. So people saying that I've been dragging on them, talking shit and all that. If anybody noticed, I never talk shit about them. Period. All I did was talk about what the fuck I did in the ring. How's that talking shit? The draw.
And Tank good for that too. If you going if you talking shit to Tank, Tank won't give you no payday. And that's probably why Tank ain't fighting a lot of them fighters too. They can say they ducking, but they know every time they try to get disrespectful with Tank, you know, Tank don't fight their ass. You know, just like you said with Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson. You know, I can take food out your mouth because Tank is the cash cow. Everybody that fight Tank get a big payday.
With my team, lawyers, his team, promotional company, lawyers, contract, boom, sign, boom. That was for June. This contract was signed both ends in June. So there's an official rematch. Undercard and everything. Like, that shit was supposed to happen.
Set in stone.
Set in stone. Nah, really. Like that's what people don't understand. Like, people don't know. Like, that shit was supposed to happen. Then it got pushed back to August. So then that's when we knew that, like, all right, he might be up to the bullshit. Just like the first fight, when the first fight was supposed to happen in December, we fought in March. Whatever. So, all right, cool. But I've been telling everybody, I'm like, things start launching out and shit like that, start like making it personal and shit like that. Like, it ain't have to be that. Like, he came out and disrespected me on social media, whatever the case may be. I don't know who the he think like I am or what. I'm not gonna go like that. So people saying that I've been dragging on them, talking shit and all that. If anybody noticed, I never talk shit about them. Period. All I did was talk about what the fuck I did in the ring. How's that talking shit? I never said he was some shit. I never said he was this. I never said he was that. None of that. He come out the cut, he come out the blue, whatever. I'm talking to somebody else. He come comment on my shit like, oh, your bitch ass, this and that, this and that. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Come on, bro. I'm a man, bro. I ain't none of them other that was scared of you, that you fought, all that, whatever the case may be. Whoop-de-whoop. I ain't on that. Don't disrespect me, I don't disrespect you. Facts. Like, it's boxing, whoop-de-whoop. You can hype it, but don't disrespect me. I don't disrespect you.
Absolutely. So he's like the Charleston White of boxing.
Something like that.
The word around though, what people been saying, from what I've been hearing, Lamont Roach is he's suing Tank too. Yeah, he doing one of those Devin Haney moves, you know, trying to take him to court, trying to get his bread out of Tank one way or another. But don't this sound kind of familiar though? Don't this sound like Canelo and David Benavidez a little bit? How everybody want them two to fight, but they saying Canelo don't want to fight David Benavidez and David Benavidez want to fight Tank. I swear it sounds like the same situation, man. But fans, they out here, they hot about that though, man. Yeah, a lot of fans is hot about that. That Tank, he ain't gonna rematch certain fighters. You know?
Shakur needed opportunity, man. Shakur needed opportunity, man. Shakur like he ain't fought nobody. Talking about Shakur like he ain't fought nobody. Niggas don't want to fight him. Oh, you over here fighting Jake Paul. What we doing? Like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? Man. Show a circus act. You know what I'm saying? It's become a clown show, a circus act down here, man. I know Jake Paul. It's all about what we doing. It's all about the money. It's exhibition. You know what I'm saying? You fighting this exhibition out of Dodge, bro. That's probably all we gonna get the hell out of Dodge, bro. That's probably all we gonna see from you. Are you ready to get out the game? You that tired, Tank? You had that many hard fights, huh? It's been that hard on you in the sport, huh, Tank?
My bad, y'all. I double played that, but I'm gonna run it back for y'all one time so y'all can hear that clearly of what a fan had to say about Tank fight Jake Paul. Let me take this off the screen real quick and run it back for y'all one time so y'all can hear clearly what he had to say.
People talking about Shakur like he ain't fought nobody. Niggas don't want to fight him. You over here fighting Jake Paul. Like, what we doing? What we doing, man? You know what I'm saying? This has become a clown show, a circus act out here, man. Jake Paul, I know what we doing. It's all about the money. You know what I'm saying? You fighting this exhibition, and you probably gonna get the hell out of Dodge, bro. That's probably all we gonna see from you. Are you ready to get out the game? You that tired, Tank? You had that many hard fights, huh? It's been that hard on you in the sport, huh, Tank?
And that's crazy, though, that the guy said that, though. You know, because I seen this post yesterday before the guy said that. And today, they saying Tank is returned on Twitter. Even when, well, you know, Twitter is X. But even when somebody asked him at the press conference, you know, Tank feel like, you know, hey, I might not, you know, be around. I'm gonna go ahead and retire. It's been many occasions when Tank said he was returned.
After next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight, you're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight? Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
You heard Tank right there he said, I can tell you my fights. So that tells me in a way, though, he really had no more intentions to fight Lamont Roach. He done fought him 2 times. I think he fought him when he was first coming up in the pros, or it was in the amateurs, and then he fought him again in March. Let me read some of these comments. What did you say? We say, Vince Vargas, he's right. In order to make boxing great again, Tank needs to fight real ranked contenders. Yeah, big names. Even though it really ain't no big names out there for real, Vince Vargas. But Shakur, Devin Haney, and Lamont Roach. But then nobody know who Lamont Roach was until Tank. And Shakur Stevenson, his fan base ain't big as Tank's. Then nobody know who Pitbull Cruz was. His fan base ain't bigger than Tank. So don't nobody want to see a rematch with that. Who else? Devin Haney. Devin Haney got a good fan base, but it still ain't bigger than Tank's fan base. So the bigger money is fighting Jake Paul. But everybody do want to see that Shakur Stevenson and Tank fight. And that will sell a lot of money, though. Yeah, that will make a lot of money. It will sell, though.
Resume, I don't respect it just because of all the clauses.
A couple of days ago, he was in a loft. We were in someone's house or whatever it was. It's an unbelievable story, isn't it?
Life changing.
And as you said, Darren, only...
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. I keep screaming his name, he haven't done nothing.
I understand it just because of he's smaller than certain guys, so he got to do these things for the advantage. But
so what do you say to those who might be saying that, you know, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football. That shit don't win in boxing.
I hear it all, but as far as fighting me, I think me and him could be the biggest fight in the world. So I think it gotta happen.
Yeah, just like Shakur said, that fight should happen. It could be the biggest fight in the world. But Tank don't want to take that fight. Would you say, Ms. Vargas, does Tank need to retire to fight this exhibition bout? No, he don't need to retire to fight this exhibition bout. He don't need to retire at all. But you know, he been saying he was gonna retire. Yeah, he don't have to retire. He gonna retire. He say he's gonna retire after he get this big payday with Jake Paul. Yeah, that's what it is. When he get this payday from Jake Paul, he's saying he gonna retire. Cause he said on X, him and Shakur was going at it, and he said boxing is dead. That's what he said. Boxing is dead, and he said the fans and this and that, they always switching up and changing, you know. So he's saying he gonna retire, man, and bow out gracefully. Yeah, that's what he say. But it's still fights on the line that fans want to see. Yeah, he don't have to retire. Maybe he just, you know, do a Floyd move, man. You know, retire for a minute and come back. You know how fighters be. Yeah, even the fan asked him at the press conference. I don't know if you saw the press conference or whatever. I think it was at the second press conference when the fan asked him, you know, what about these fights? What about Shakur? What about Devin? And this and that, you know. And Tank wasn't trying to hear none of that.
A lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the Roach rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to, you know, come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. That's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like it turned from love to hate. You know?
Next question.
How you doing, Tank? Jake MacArthur from Casual Corner. Tank, are you going to be retiring? If not, who could we see you fight next year?
Right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, you know, doing me right now.
There you go. He said it. He said he ain't the face of boxing. That's what he said during the press conference. And he's saying a lot of people, you know, they want to see him lose. So I guess he want to go out undefeated. It is what it is.
The knockdown, what happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Swing the wheel, scores!
I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done. 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 Why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Like, this it burnt my eyes. Like, this is real bad. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Yeah, man. But it been numerous times though, man. Tank said he was retiring. You know, I can pull up, man, so many interviews, man, with Tank saying he was retiring. Just like on this interview right here. He said he's gonna retire on this interview. You know?
Have you like been like have you had any times like maybe I was tripping a bit?
Yeah, I do be having those thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's also too, I want to get myself together though.
Which is much more important.
Yeah, I really want to.
And see, that's the thing with Tank. You can he say he retired, and then he might not retire. You know, I think he got 1 foot in the boxing game and 1 foot out the boxing game. Let me see what you say in these comments, Vince Vargas. The more we wait, fans wait. Tank will be further from his prime. The time is now to fight all those fighters mentioned. Teofimo Lopez will be a big fight because Lopez likes to talk and showboat too. Yeah, that would be a good fight for Tank. Teofimo Lopez. I forgot about Teo. Teo's supposed to be fighting. I think Teo's supposed to be fighting Shakur Stevenson or something like that. Either Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis. Yup. He's supposed to be fighting Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis. And that'd be a good fight. Because with Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez, for the simple fact, they both athletic. Yeah, they both athletic in the ring. And outside the ring, yeah.
Get myself together, like not retire, but take a break, you know. But the only thing is, well, I ain't gonna lie. I done already made a promise. I done already made a promise to Al, like we out of it type of thing.
And he told Al Heyman he was gonna retire. You know, that's what he told Al Heyman. Like you just heard him. He said he told Al Heyman he gonna retire. But ain't nobody seen Al. You know. But you know Al over there, man, doing whatever he doing. But he do look out for his fighters though. Maybe they just saying this, you know, to stir another big fight up. Who knows?
But it's like I can stick around and just I will help people and guide people, but as far as like me competing, I don't really want to do it. It's like other stuff I need to work on, you know, like being more there for my kids, going to school, you know, just building myself up as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a great human being. That's what I'm focusing on.
How do you get to that mindset that you could tell me if I'm wrong, but it just sounds like you're basically saying boxing isn't everything for you, and there are more important things in your life that you feel you need to take a hold of. How do you get to that mindset where you start feeling that way? Like if your vision is so clouded with something you love, when do you like clear up and start to realize, wait, it's this, there's that, like, how do you get there?
Maybe me just moving around so much and I had to like stop and think like it's never about me. You know, it's just always I have to do something else. Like even like me fighting this fight. After this, I gotta, you know, like I can't even focus on celebrating. I got another fight coming up. Things like.
So what he say? He say he can't focus on certain things, you know, with boxing. That's basically what he's saying. That's why he kind of want to retire because of that reason too. He got many reasons though why he want to retire. And if y'all didn't hear this, what you say, Vince Vargas, Lopez and Stevenson set for early 2026 talk though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard that too. I heard T.O. supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson, and then I heard when was this? I think yesterday that he's supposed to be fighting Keyshawn Davis. Now that's what I heard though. I don't know how true it is. Tank even got Jake Paul father coming out the woodworks talking. I don't know if y'all heard this though. This Jake Paul father right here. He was talking about the press conference.
Oh my God.
And he was talking about Coach Calvin too. When Coach Calvin got up on the stage and he was asking Jake Paul and Tank about the gloves. Cause they fighting in 12-ounce gloves. So he wanted Tank to use 8-ounce gloves, and Jake Paul used 10-ounce gloves, but he didn't know they had already agreed to fight in 12-ounce gloves. So this what Jake Paul father had to say to Tank and Coach Calvin.
Oh my God. Did you guys watch that press conference with Jake and Tank? Tank and his team must all be completely brain dead. And if he were the face of boxing, it would fucking end. Everybody in the boxing world should be thanking Jake. He's putting asses in seats. He's blowing up women's boxing like it's never been done before. And Tank, trying to have a conversation with him, it's worse than talking to a third grader. And then his team didn't even know what the fuck they talking about. They're like, oh, well, how about we want to do 8 or 10-ounce gloves and blah, blah. And Jake's like, that was your guys' team. And his manager, whoever the fuck the retard was like, well, I didn't know about it. Well, what the fuck do you guys do? You know, like, just the boxing community should be thanking the fact that there's somebody with some brains representing the future of boxing. Thank you, Jake. Tank, you're a fucking retard. GP's out.
Dang. Yeah, I ain't never seen Jake Paul father before. Yeah, I ain't never seen his father before. He came out the woodwork and had something to say about that. Yeah. But let's see what Timothy Bradley had to say. What you say, Vince Vargas, the last performance versus Mike Tyson was not a good look. Paul didn't want to hurt Iron Mike. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, but you know, back in the day, if Jake Paul would have jumped there with Iron Mike Tyson, you know, he'd have been out of there. Yeah, he would have been out of there though. Jake Paul can't pull that off with everybody, and he might not even be able to pull it off with Tank. Even though everybody thinking Jake Paul is bigger than Tank, you know, that might not mean nothing because at the same time, height don't fight, is what they say. And you seen what they said about Terrence Crawford going against Canelo. You seen what happened to Canelo. Yeah, you see what happened with that fight. So, and then on top of that, Tank got the best, you know, he got the most skills. He got better skills than Jake Paul. Jake Paul is not no boxer. He's a YouTuber. So, hey, Tank got his advantages too. Just because he's short don't mean nothing. But let's see what Tim Bradley had to say.
Yo, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. Ooh, you started to see that neck? I'm starting to get a little thin. I'm down 15 pounds. Yeah, I'm down 15. Got 40 more to go, you know? So I'm gonna be slow and steady, man. Hey, when I first started this journey, I started running and stuff like that, man. I ended up breaking my damn leg. I'm not doing that this time. Hey, I'm gonna take my time, slowly build up, man. It's been almost damn 10 years since I've been training and got in the ring, man. But these hands still work, though. These hands still work. Oh, yeah. Don't get it twisted. These mugs still fast, too. Fast. Reactive like a mug, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Anyways. Yo, real quick. Check this out. Tank gone. He gone. Tank is gone. I'm sorry to tell y'all, man. See, look. You got to understand what comes with fame. I don't think anybody had that talk with him. You know, you got to understand what comes with fame. You know, what comes with fame is a double-edged sword, you know. It's great. You know, the money's great, but people is all in your business. Yep, all your business is always out there for people to see. You know, cameras are always on you. You know, people are always constantly talking about you, and no one had that talk with Tank, man. You know, and I wish they did, to let him know, to put him up on game, you know, and it's too late. You know, Tank's been in this game a very, very long time. He's tired of all the politics. He's tired of all the, you know, the naysayers. He's tired of everything that he's done. It's like he feels like I've given this game so much. I've given it so much. You know, I put smiles on people's face. I knocked out I knocked out I've knocked out people, man. Filled up arenas, man. And still, y'all don't bless me. Y'all don't say, hey, y'all love me. You know, look, if you want to know about a person, and I'm starting to learn this, man, you know, I read up on Keyshawn, and I read up on Shushu, and I've read up on Tank, you know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you got to know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You got to understand their DNA, you know, and we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't do that. We don't do our research. You know, you got to know about somebody's history. So, like, if you understand where Tank came from, if you understand his...
Would you say Vince Vargas broke your heart when Tank knocked out Leo Santa Cruz? Yeah, I like the Leo Santa Cruz too, though. But Tank said Leo Santa Cruz, he kept on throwing the same punch. Yeah, back to back. That's what set that knockout up. Yeah, when he knocked him out, I ain't gonna lie. I was watching that fight over a friend's house. I thought Leo Santa Cruz was dead, man. Yeah. Yep, that was just like the Pacquiao knockout. When Pacquiao knocked out when Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. Yeah. That was one of them moments, one of them knockout moments. But back to what Desert Storm Tim Bradley had to say.
His background, then you understand how he thinks and why he feels the way he feels. You know? You do. So, I mean, for instance, like, his parents, right? His parents were drug addicts, in and out of the system, in and out of jail. You know, he lived with his grandmother. You know, like, you got to understand when he started boxing, why he started boxing. Understand that, you know, that what the influence that Calvin has had on his life, and how if their relationship isn't great, how that affects him. And this is not making any excuses, people. This isn't. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just giving you what I think, and I'm giving you the facts surrounding all of this. You know, I remember back...
Would you say Tank is young enough to enjoy his money if his heart is not into it and is burnt out, retire and live in luxury? Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you like one of the million fans probably thinking that way though, Vince Vargas. All his fans want to see certain fights, you know. I ain't gonna lie. When you mind him seeing fight Shakur Stevenson, and when you like him to see like you said, you want to see him fight T.O. You know, and to be honest, the fans actually make the fighter who it don't make them, you know, who they really is, but it makes them who they are. You know, for us as you know, in the boxing world, if Tank ain't had no fans, wouldn't nobody know about Tank at all. So the fans, you know, they feel like they want to see these fights, you know. And Tank said he don't care about legacy or belts or nothing like that. Would you say very true? If Tank retires and the fans lose out, yeah, that's my point. Yeah, that's my point. So people like, damn, Tank, you ain't gonna take this fight, you ain't gonna take that fight. People wouldn't mind if he take those two fights, or if he take after the Jake Paul, if he take the Shakur Stevenson fight, and then the Lamont Roach fight, whichever way, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach first, and then Shakur Stevenson, or Shakur Stevenson and Lamont Roach, or at least one of those fights. You know what I'm saying? People will be happy. But you know how I go though. People always got something to say though. But people still that'll be a question on people's mind all the time though. I wonder if Tank would have he would have rematched Lamont Roach. If he really would have won or knocked Lamont Roach out, or if Lamont Roach would have really won. You see what I'm saying? Or if Shakur Stevenson, if he fought Shakur Stevenson, I wonder if Shakur Stevenson would have won. Or I wonder if Tank would have won. You know, that'd be a question in everybody's mind. The same thing with Canelo. If Canelo go ahead and retire right now, people will be wondering, oh, damn, I wonder what he really would have beat David Benavidez. Or I wonder if David Benavidez really would have beat Canelo. You know?
In 2012, you know, I'm living right. I'm living civil. I'm taking care of my business. I feel like I'm doing everything right. You know, I'm living right. I'm saying all the right things. You know, I want people to love me, you know, and I get in there and I fight Manny Pacquiao, and all of a sudden everything changes, right? Everything changes. Shaking my six. Everything changes. You know, now I'm.
You got to think with this interview that Timothy Bradley doing. He talking from a boxer, you know, a boxer like a boxer Hall of Famer, you know, standpoint. So Timothy Bradley, you know, he done been there already, you know, for this being a pro boxer Hall of Famer or whatever. So he probably experienced this too. You know, back in the day, Timothy Bradley, I think he had a breakdown or something like that after the Pacquiao fight, after he fought Manny Pacquiao.
Depressed now. I'm trying to understand why the game is treating me this way, you know. But beforehand, one of my good friends had a talk with me. One of my I call him you know. He said, Tim, you about to embark in something that you've always been wanting to do for a lifetime now. You've been working towards something, but you need to understand something, Uncle Jack. He said, you got to take whatever comes with all of this that's going to come your way. Good, the bad, the ugly. You fighting Manny Pacquiao. You beat him, your life is going to change. Whatever happens, your life is going to change, and you have to be ready for that. You got to be okay with what's going to come. If you're not okay with that, don't take the fight, champ. Don't take the fight. That means the ridicule, the criticism, everything. That comes with this. That's what comes with.
And that's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of fighters now. You know, I can't really say that it's Floyd's fault, but in a way it is Floyd's fault. See what I'm saying? Because everybody want to retire like Floyd. Everybody want to keep their O. Everybody don't want to fight this person or that person. They want to pick and choose who they fight. You know, like Floyd said, like he can pick and choose who he want to fight. Now, what Canelo's saying? That's why we really ain't getting a Benavidez fight like that, because he can pick and choose, you know, who he want to fight. See what I'm saying? At that status that he at, you know, he one of the big faces of boxing, just like Floyd was, just like Tank. Tank can pick and choose who he want to fight. So that's probably why we ain't getting those fights. You know, it's like it's a number of reasons why we ain't getting these fights. You know, but people still want to see these fights. Back in the day, fighters didn't do that back in the day. Back in the day, fighters didn't do that. And back in the day, it wasn't money like this either. See, that's the thing too. That's what people forget too. Look how much a lot of these fighters be. If you got a good fan base, man, you getting paid so much money, you can retire and shit. Fucking 5 fights now. Shit, back in the day, these boxers, man, you look at their resume, these boxers damn near got almost 100 fucking fights, man.
Boxing, that's what comes with anything in life, right? When you're successful. People are going to look.
And another thing, a lot of people talk about Canelo, you know, losing to Terrence Crawford, which he did lose in this and that. But Canelo fought some fighters before he got to Terrence Crawford. He fought a lot of people. And if you look at Canelo Alvarez, you look at his resume. Man, Canelo got it down there almost fucking 60-something fights. He got more fights than Floyd. And he fought people. Would you say, Vince Vargas? Boxing should have mandatory matchups where Tank needs to fight the number 1 contender. Next up, man up. That's what the rankings are for, move up to number one opponent, make that fight happen. Yeah, and that's what everybody's saying. You're right. You're right about that. For all champions, yeah. When they start paying these fighters all that money, when they started paying all these fighters all that money and start making all these belts, you know, and saying this fighter the champion, this fighter the champion, this fighter the champion, you know, that shit kind of got out of control. For real. Be honest, that shit got out of control and kind of like almost destroyed boxing, you know? Yeah. But that's what they should do. They should just go back to fucking one belt in every fucking weight class, man. You got all these damn different belts out there and shit. Everybody running around a damn champion and ain't fought nobody.
Look at you with a microscope. Tank hasn't had that talk. Tank didn't know that. He's living it right now. You know, you learn along the way. However, right now, Tank is in a place where he's saying to himself, well, I know what happened in the Roach fight.
And if I don't mean to keep cutting the video off though, but you know, I just be having stuff to say though. But if fighters weren't making as much money they was making, they'll care about the belts more. You know, they'll care about the belts more because it wouldn't be so much money on the line. They'd be like, oh, I want this belt, I want that belt. There's so much money on the line now, you don't care about no belt. You know, you don't care about no belt. You just care about the check.
But damn, well, why everybody turn on me? I did my job. I wouldn't have won. I did my job. You know, the referee called that. That wasn't me. I ain't say nothing. If he would have counted a knockdown, okay. So that's what Tank is coming from. And he's saying, like, man, the game has completely changed. Like, the fans are very fecal. They not with me like I thought they was with me. You know, when he was, you know, filling up arenas and knocking dudes out and everybody was talking highly on him, he felt accepted. He felt like he was, the culture still backed him. Right now, he don't feel that way. And so he's saying, you know what, F everything.
But in a way, you can't blame the fans either, though. You know, he made it to where he made it, you know, by boxing, by fighting. So the fans is like, you know, you done made it up here. We done supported you all this way. You know, you got this money now. Now you don't want to fight the fighters we want to really see you fight. Some of them fighters, I ain't even gonna lie. Some of them fighters that Tank fought coming up, man, I ain't know who none of them fighters was for real, for real. But see, that's the thing about Tank. Tank was knocking them out, getting them up out of there. And then once he did that, like Pitbull Cruz, didn't nobody know who Pitbull Cruz was. I say that again. But now, everybody know who Pitbull Cruz is. And Tank did. Tank, you know he did. Man, be honest, he did upgrade a lot of fighters, whether they know it or not. Because if they probably would have never fought Tank, they probably would never been known. And that's real talk.
F everything. You know what? I'm like I told you yesterday. You know, when things hit the fan, man, and you put in that hot seat, and you know you going through some things, and you the loyalty is gonna resolve back to you. It always does. I don't care what anybody say. Your family gonna eat. Your family gonna live, right? It's always gonna come back to you. Your loyalty is with you, right? And that's what he's saying. His loyalty now is with him. It's with nothing else. He don't care. He gonna do what Tank wants to do.
And Timothy Bradley, he right about that. And you can see it. Tank don't care. He don't care. All he care about is his family right now. We getting a whole different version of Tank. That's what we getting. We had the younger Tank. Now we getting the older side of Tank. You know, we ain't got the Tank. We ain't looking at the Tank that was out there, you know, in the streets, running around partying with AB, and all them. You know what I'm saying? With no kids or nothing like that, with a whole bunch of money. Now we see in the Tank, you know, the went and got Muslim, you know, done had kids, done made a lot of money in the sport of boxing, you know, older now. That's the Tank. That's the version of the Tank we getting now.
That's what he gonna do. That's what he means by that statement that he said, you know, yesterday on Facebook. I don't know if it's Facebook or Twitter. But anyways, you know, I've been there before. I have. You know, Tank right now, hate it or love it, I'm telling y'all, he don't give a damn. He don't care. He gonna do whatever he wants to do because he feels that people have been disloyal. Not just the fans, not just boxing, just everything in his life.
And to be honest, what Timothy Bradley saying is too, and it might be true. We don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Remember, they say Tank had a fallout with Floyd. They say Tank had a fallout with his coach. You know, they said Tank switched trainers. You know, so we really don't know. Like how come when Coach Calvin got up there, he didn't know that Jake Paul and Tank was agreed to use 12-ounce gloves, but you his trainer though. See what I'm saying? Coach Calvin didn't know that. You know? So yeah, man. Maybe he's just going through a lot and just want to be away from boxing or something. That's what it seemed like, though. But yeah, that's what Desert Storm Timothy Bradley saying. That's how he breaking it down, and that just might be what it is. But I guess once you make so much money, man, hey, you don't be trying to get up and train no more. Like I heard somebody else say, what Marvin Hagler said back in the day. It's hard. It's hard getting out them silk sheets. Yeah, it's hard getting out them silk sheets. You know what I'm saying? To go run them miles, go hit that gym, put that work in for your next fight. See, that's the thing. They give these fighters, man. They give these fighters too long to, you know what I'm saying, get back in the ring. Yeah. Fucking fighters nowadays, man, they have a fucking whole fucking year or half a year layoff before they even get another fight. You know, and if they manage their money right, they ain't even really got to fight again. Yeah, that'd be the thing. And then the thing is too, when they always talk about that retirement stuff, it's cool to retire, but at the same time, every time that money start getting low, you always see these fighters come back. They come back because that bag done got low. So if Tank is gonna retire, I just give him the advice, man, do his money right. You see what's going on with AB, with Adrian Broner. You see what's going on with him. What you say, Vince Vargas? Year layoffs, hold on to the belt, handle on to that sponsor money too. Yeah, all that. You got fighters. You got fighters getting email belts and shit. Like, man, come on, man. What type of shit is this? They sending you a belt in the mail, and you ain't even got in the damn ring to fight nobody. Like, man, like, come on, man. Like that shit crazy. And somebody left a comment on one of my posters on one of my videos that I had posted up. I think it was earlier today when I found out Tank was to return, and they made a lot of sense. They said Jake Paul, he fight all retired fighters and fighters that's on the build up to retire. Think about that. That make a lot of sense, though. Look at all the retires Jake Paul just fought. And look look what Tank's saying now. He about to retire. What you say? Living off the name, holding on before a loss or retirement. Yeah. Living off the name. living off the name, you know, and holding on to that O. They holding on to that O. I mean, don't nobody want to lose, but at the same time, man, it's greats out there that lost, that would never be forgotten. Shit, ain't nobody forgot about Muhammad Ali. Ain't nobody forgot about Joe Frazier. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody forgot about Mike Tyson. Ain't nobody, you know, ain't no man. It's so many fighters, man. Rest in peace, Ricky Hatton. Ain't nobody forgot about Ricky Hatton. You know, ain't nobody forgot about Pernell Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fighters that done fought and lost matches. You know, when Oscar De La Hoya died, ain't nobody gonna forget about him. You know, fighters. But one thing they gonna say, oh, he didn't fight this fighter. He didn't fight that fighter. Damn, I wonder how it would have been if he would have fought this fighter. Yeah, Julius Chavez. Yeah, Robert Duran. Yeah, great fighters take losses. But we in the era now where, you know, fighters don't want to lose. Fighters don't, you know, they scared to lose that O. Cause they feel like, you know, it's an embarrassment, you know, and a lot of fighters can't get over that. Like Marcus Madonna. Remember when AB lost to Marcus Madonna? You know what I'm saying? AB ain't never been the same. Everybody thought he was gonna be the next Floyd Mayweather, this and that. You know, AB had everybody thinking that, watching AB. You know, as soon as he lost to Madonna, man, it seemed like his career just went down. You know, that's what fighters got to get. Certain fighters got to get in their head, though, man. They got to get in their head where, you know, it's all right to lose. But see, the thing is, it's all right to bounce back, too, and win, too. What you say, true, new era? Yeah, it's just that new era, man. It's just that new era. That's what it is. You know, they don't want to take that loss. You know what I'm saying? That's just like in the streets. You know, that's just like in the streets. People in the streets these days, they don't want to fight. They quick to pick up a gun. See what I'm saying? You say Gerard Anderson took that loss and has never been the same. Yeah. Yeah, they don't know how to bounce back off of that. And especially if they them type of fighters that like to party, you know what I'm saying? You know, they ain't disciplined, you know, to get back in the ring. They gonna go out and party, use drugs, this and that. They ain't think about fighting. You know, only thing they thinking about is that loss that they have. And by the time they get back in the ring, shit, they fucking damaged. They damaged. Would you say? Moving on up again. I like to see fighters bounce back. Yeah. Man, people would love to see Adrian Broner get back in the ring and bounce back, man. You know, no matter who he fought. Like when he fought Blair the Flair, then people watch him fight Blair the Flair. And what he do? He lost though. He lost to Blair the Flair, but people still watched him. Now, if he would have won, people would have been like, oh yeah, AB back. You know, and even though he did lose, look what happened after that, after the loss again. Now he on social medias, you know, getting embarrassed though. It's crazy, man. You say Big Baby Gerard Anderson. Yeah, and the list goes on, man. And the list goes on, man. You know, that's fighters gotta, man, they gotta get it in their head, man. You know, to the point where, you know, they gotta know, they gotta be, I ain't gonna say, you know, just go around taking losses and nothing like that. You just, hey, once you know you gave it your all, you gave it your all. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they know what they be doing before they get in the ring. It's just some fighters be better than other fighters, and some fighters, sometimes you have a bad day. Yeah, that's probably what happened with Tank and Lamont Roach. Probably had Tank probably had a bad day that day. And it is what it is.
The knockdown, what happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, like when you sweating and things like that and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Swing the remix guys!
I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done. 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 Why y'all boys like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Like, this is real facts. Why y'all boys like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. It burnt my eyes. Like, this is real facts. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Yeah, man.
He's been through the ringer, man. You heard him up on stage talk about, man, when did we start talking about people's personal life? You heard him talk about that? He said, when? And the crazy part is that, look, I went in on Tank years ago, right? You learn as you go, man. You learn, man. Life is the best teacher, right?
I remember that too. I remember Tank. I remember when Timothy Bradley was saying stuff about Tank. You know what I'm saying? But Timothy Bradley turned it around and had a different outlook on Tank.
And I said some things about him, and I told him, called him a piece of shit because, the whole he put his hands on, on the young lady, it was seen, visibly seen on the video and all that.
And about that domestic violence case that Tank had or whatever, don't nobody really know if that's the truth. Shit, that shit happened to Mike Tyson too. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody really there.
It pissed me off. It pissed me off, right? Because I don't like that. I don't like guys putting hands on women. I'm like, y'all, you the softest individual on the planet, man. You supposed to tend to love these women, man. Yeah, these tenderonis, you supposed to love them, cherish them, right? But I felt like he wasn't doing that. I got daughters, kids. But he was right. Like, that's his personal life. And that's why the last time something came out about that situation, I didn't say nothing. Because I'm like, that's not boxing. That's not boxing. Hey, neighbor, how you doing? I'm good. I'm doing a video. I appreciate you. See y'all later. All right. Anyways, that's my neighbor. They sweet around here, man. My neighbors are sweet around here for real. But anyways, yeah. So, that's where Tank is at right now, man. I lost my train of thought. But that's where he's at right now. He don't give a damn what anybody say anymore. He doesn't care. He gonna do what Tank wants to do. And that's it. But anyways, that's my time. I gotta go. Lost my train of thought. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, man. That was a good video by Timothy Bradley. He broke that shit down, though. Being a Hall of Famer, he broke that down. That make a lot of sense. What you say, Vince Vargas, Roy Jones Jr. was a great fighter who I never thought would lose. Yeah. Fight fans remember the great championship round when they win and on top. Yeah. They remember the fans, the fans remember. Fans remember. Yeah, they remember. You know what I'm saying? But it's on the fire to keep the fan. It's on the fire to keep the fans remembering too. Yeah, the fans remember, but it's on the fighters to keep the fans remembering too. win or lose. You know, people ain't think Roy Jones was gonna lose, but he lost. But shit, people still know who Roy Jones is. People still, hey, didn't everybody come out to watch that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight? I know I watched it. What you say? I lived through his career. I'm old school. Yeah, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep. So I mean, hey, it is what it is, man.
Put the cameras down.
Stop
recording. Hey, stop recording, man.
Gervonta! What the hell is that, Gervonta?
Wait, hold on.
This is how the fans gonna be when Gervonta retired. Some of these fans is though.
It's not him. Let me see you do a 1-10. Let me
hit the Baltimore two-step.
Okay.
You see that? Tank don't run like that.
Nope. Cut it out.
Oh my God!
Right,
Wait,
bet,
it just
bet.
might be him.
Maybe.
It just might.
Gervonta, is that you? Oh my God! Gervonta, come here!
Gervonta Davis is the boxer in Baltimore. That's him. That's him right there. That's him.
No, Vince Vargas. No, that ain't him. That's a Gervonta Tank Davis lookalike, though. This is a funny video, though.
With them? And
Mr. Davis himself.
That's Gervonta Davis, the boxer.
He got the talent. He got the gifts. It's about that life.
That's why he a knockoff for real. Y'all see that back?
Gervonta! I wanted a picture with Gervonta!
Yeah, man. But yeah, though, man. I know it's Friday. I know y'all probably out still doing what y'all do, man. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all on the, the topic or whatever about Gervonta Tank Davis, man. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. It's the Boxing Menu Podcast, man. Like and subscribe to the channel if you didn't already, man, and leave a comment, man. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces, man. Peace. Enjoy y'all weekend.
I got some clothes. I got some jewelry. The rest I got tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.